Oh, we're looking at the Northeastern Footy League now, and gee, some exciting matches. We got Peter Meyer, who is with us to have a look at it. G'day, Peter. How are you?
Good, Wayne. How are you?
Yeah, really well. I tell you what, we've been doing this sports show for some time. This season's really shaping up as an incredibly interesting one for Northeastern. North Clare have emerged as a smoky here because they beat Bly Snowtown the week before. They had another good win too, 16-18 to 8-9. How have you seen North Clare? The Roosters are rolling.
Yes, they are. They're on the improve. Jackson O'Brien, their coach, has got them bubbling along nicely, and the young fellows that they've got in there, the Helbigs and the Francises and a few of those young blokes, he's got them up and going, and they're giving the whole team a lift, those young blokes. And they've had some injuries too, a few guys out, so they've been able to cover that, and they've emerged as a real threat.
Certainly have. Pearce with 3 up front was good, and then Kennett with 3 for Bly Snowtown. But gee, the Cats are going to have to purr a little bit later at another time. What about this? Was an absolute ripper between BSR 10-5-65 and Minman 8-4-52. And in the end, the class of the Tigers just overcome Minman, and Hine just very good with 3, and Wilmot with 4 for Minman tried his heart out.
Yes, it was a good game. I seen all that game and watched it closely, and Minman were very competitive. It was a very competitive game. You know, both sides were at it, and Minman certainly took it up to BSR, and there wasn't much in it. And in fact, at the start of the last quarter, Minman threatened to perhaps get on top and take over, but a few little mistakes with ball handling and delivery just allowed BSR back in, and Hine just went forward and kicked a couple of telling goals in the quarter, and they were able to get over the line. But it was a very competitive game, well played, and kept the crowd on their toes.
Oh, I tell you what, BSR, these names are synonymous with its region. Hayes, also Longbottom, Morgan, Slade, Moller, Harslet. They're all from each of the towns of the Red Hill and Spalding and Brinkworth areas. Riggs, Sando and Wolford are all well known too in Mintara and Manura areas. 17-14 to RSMU, too good for South Clare, 7-11-53. A 10-goal win, and gee, the Hawks are starting to firm as a favourite this year.
Yes, the Hawks are going along all right. They responded after they got defeated by BSR down there, and Levi Krause must have spoke to them, and they've certainly picked up the game and played a great team game against South Clare and moved along nicely. Good spread of goal scorers, and South, they just haven't got quite enough depth in their team, and they are competitive for a while, and then the opposition seemed to take over. So, you know, they're just struggling in that area a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how they progress in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Certainly will be. How about Micah Van Loon, the boy from out at Kayangkara? He came good, played a lot of good footy at Pinaroo too. Missed out with injury on a male medal at Pinaroo 1 year there, where I thought he might even get close, but just unfortunately was injured. But he is a great player in the middle. Falconer 3 for South. The Southern Saints had some great players, and I think they emerged as a real finalist now because they beat the BBH 23-18 to 4-9. What about this performance by the Saints? They absolutely gave BBH everything out there at Robertstown.
Yes, they certainly performed well. Speaking to some of the boys that came to training on Sunday morning for the association game in next weekend, or this weekend coming, they said it was probably one of the best team games that they've put together this year, and it's probably, you know, they've got a few guys returning, had a few guys injured, and I think they're probably going to just start putting it together in this last bit of the season, or the last half of the season, and they performed very well, and certainly towed up the BBH team. BBH, they've got a lot of new blokes in there too, and it's probably taken them a while to settle down. They've got a lot of good players, but they're just not gelling together as a team just at the moment. So hopefully they can put that together after this long weekend, and be a little bit more competitive against the other sides.
All right. It was Webster and Clay, Cousins and Cooper kicking goals for BBH, while Nishki with 7, Floyd 3, Fitzner, Launer, Eggle and M. Pryor all booted 2, and Brad Launer, he is an absolute star for the Southern Saints. Now, looking at the games in what is now the Nutrien Ag Solutions Cup to be played at Balaclava, and it starts in the morning around about 8:30, 9 o'clock. They'll get out there for the 17s competition. Tell us who's playing who, and then into the senior through the day.
Well, it's a competition. Under 17s play in the morning, Wayne, and in the first game, it'll be Adelaide Plains versus York Valley or York Peninsula. In the under 17s, they'll play 2 16-minute quarters plus time on, and then they'll be followed by Northern Areas versus Northeastern under 17s, and again they'll play 2 16 minutes plus time on, and then the losers will play off of that for third and fourth, and then finally at about midday the winners of the 2 games will play off to be the crown the champions of the under 17s competition and receive their cup slightly before 1 o'clock, and then at 1. Again, the seniors will start at 1 o'clock, and that'll be between Adelaide Plains and York Peninsula. And at 2 o'clock, Northeastern will play Northern Areas. They'll play 2 18-minute quarters plus time on in each of those games. And again, at 3 o'clock, the 2 losers will play off for third and fourth. And at 4, the 2 winners will play off for the crown of the Nutrien Ag Solutions Cup winner. So it'll be a pretty even competition throughout, and it has proved that in the past. Probably just looking at seeing some of the sides that have come through, it'll be a pretty tight competition, I think, throughout the day. And it'll be great football played by the under-17s and the A-grade squads.
Yeah, great stuff. Landmark Cup it was, now a Nutrien Ag Solutions, back after not being there last year with the COVID, but in 2019 was a terrific competition. We're looking forward to the results coming through. Peter, thank you for joining us from the North Eastern Football League. Peter Meyer will catch up with you next time.
No worries, Wayne. That'll be good.